Good afternoon. Today, I want to introduce you to Sandra and Dina of the Golden Mile Alliance, and I want to thank you both for joining us today and giving us a little insight into the organization. Can you guys start off with telling us what's the mission of the Golden Mile Alliance?
Okay, well, basically, our mission is to drive the Golden Mile area to be a very welcoming, economically strong, and desirable commercial and residential community. That's what we want. And one of the things about the Golden Mile Alliance that I alluded to talking last night was the fact that every one of us has a passion about the Golden Mile. There's a story that goes along with why the Golden Mile is important because it's been a part of our lives. When I first moved here, it was the only place you could shop. There wasn't
Mhm.
anyone else. There was no malls. There, there was no mall other than the Frederick Town Mall. There was no, across town, Frederick Town Mall, but
Right.
or Francis Scott Key Mall, I guess is what I'm thinking of.
And
So
I grew up in West Virginia, and we really didn't have any malls in Charlestown, so we used to drive to the Golden
all
Mile
the way here,
all the way here to
because
shop.
was the closest place. I mean,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
raised my daughter on the mile. That's where we
Mhm.
went to the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Yeah, when we moved here 20 some years ago, we were the same thing. That's where all the action was. So
Mhm.
we headed
yeah.
there frequently. Um, so we all have a history with the Golden Mile, but can you give me like a brief history lesson about the Golden Mile?
A history lesson about the mile itself.
Yeah, like it
I mean, basically, it all came about. I even talked about this a little bit last night in my little history lesson. Was because the Route 40 basically was started out as a footpath for the Native Americans. So and and the current 40 kind of parallels that and came is part of the national road and was part of the first federally funded road out to the west.
Mhm.
So you can imagine. I mean, at some point there were Conestoga wagons and everything else on horseback going out that way. I mean, it's kind of fun to think about that now. What would they think if they could look back at this? But and because of that, I mean, up till probably the 1930s, I want to
Mhm.
say,
Yeah.
it was just a sleepy two-lane road.
okay.
And it's between the 30s and 1970s, things, I don't remember the order they go in, but it was like the old Frederick police station moved in down here, which is it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And
That's
other
where the Wawa is now, right?
yeah, where the Wawa
Okay,
is
Yes.
different. Okay.
now. It
Mhm.
used to be the
Yes.
police barracks,
Yep.
on
Mhm.
that corner. And then there were individual places that started to come up, but it wasn't until the 70s that things really picked up, where the mall opened and a lot of the other shopping centers
Mhm.
started building. And it was that during that time that it became, the only place
Yeah.
to go shopping. That's where you went.
Right.
Mhm.
Downtown wasn't what it is today.
Right.
Everything was out on the Golden Mile. And so while things have ebbed and come up and gone down over the mall, I mean, it has been a huge commercial center for the city of Frederick. I mean, it's 50% of the commercial properties are on the Golden Mile,
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was that
and
large.
about a third to a quarter of the population lives there.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's huge from both a commercial and a residential area,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we just want to see it to keep growing and improving.
And there's a lot that is going on even with, the pandemic and slowing things down, I'm sure. But so there's a what are some of the new businesses that have come in probably within, let's say, 6 months to a year now?
Oh, that's not quite a lot of them. I
Oh,
mean, the
okay.
biggest one is Kmart.
Mhm.
I mean, it moved out in December approximately. I think
Yep.
it's when it closed,
It
wasn't
was like
it?
right before
Dina,
Christmas.
about then?
Mm-hmm.
And within, I want to say 3 or 4 months, we started hearing rumors, that there were businesses moving in, and now we know what they are. Because a lot of times businesses won't tell you; they want
Okay.
to announce themselves. So they might work with the city, but it's not public information that you can give out. So that you have to kind of wait till they say it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And with Kmart, we ended up with it's Lidl's, Ollie's,
Goodwill
Harbor Freight is open, Ollie's
mm,
is open, and Lidl
will
and
open. Goodwill.
Goodwill will are both moving there. So they're not
Mm-hmm.
new stores. They're relocating. They both have properties that are off the Golden Mile, and they're moving more central to the Golden Mile.
Great.
But what
Mm-hmm.
else? Mi Pueblo, the what is it? The Alfo's barber shop. Um, my
They
gosh.
have it's the new Thai
um,
restaurant is coming on 40.
Oh,
That's
cool.
yeah,
opening
Mega
soon.
Mart.
Mega Mark opened up. Um,
And it just seems like, we see a lot, we've seen things close, but it's not long after that we're finding other, companies coming in, either
yeah.
reestablishing existing buildings or building their own. Mega Mart, they built the whole thing themselves,
Mhm.
and Kmart, it was reallocating the space from a huge Kmart into four
Right.
large businesses.
Right. And a
So to
green
accommodate, because
plant.
yeah, I keep thinking there's we've got a new Thai restaurant that should be coming soon. We don't have any information other than that
It's coming.
It's
the
coming.
sign is out, coming soon.
And a new green plant that opened up there by Aldi.
Okay.
It's
Right?
that just opened maybe a month or so ago.
Yeah, Green Goods
Mm-hmm.
opened up there. Yeah. So it's constant. It's at times it's really hard to keep track.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I know right now that, I mean, if you look at, there's a lot of capital going into the mile, both, let me get this right. Burger King and Wendy's both redid their buildings.
Right.
Right.
One of them took it all the way down to the pad and back up again, and the other one remodeled. And look what they're doing at, what is it, Fredericktown? I where they're doing the whole outside of the building. I can't remember the name of the shopping center. It just went
Oh,
right
it's
out my
Frederick
head.
County Square.
Fredericktown's
Okay.
what?
Frederick County Square.
Frederick County Square. I'm terrible
Mhm.
with those names. They all have Frederick something in them. And going
Mhm.
up the mall, I know what's in them,
Right.
but I always have to look to see
Right.
what the name of the actual shopping center. That's bad for me. I'm trying to be better with that, but
And
what can I say?
The Taj Mahal restaurant
Oh,
opened.
Taj Mahal is open.
Mhm. The,
Frederick Furniture open.
the
Of
Frederick
course, in the
Furniture.
biggie, Warehouse Cinemas.
Right. They opened last June.
And if you haven't been there, you got to go check this out.
Yes.
It is awesome. Heated seats, reclined seats,
It's
Mm.
and
beautiful.
I don't know how many they've got beers they have on tap.
Lots.
And if you've ever seen any of their Facebook postings, they have got, drinks that, I mean, crazy, concoctions that they come up with, and their food is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of people, will go in just to get the food.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I One of the things
lots of places.
I enjoy about the Gulf is the diversity of businesses.
Hmm.
It's definitely
That,
there's a little bit of everything, and I think that's the coolest part. Can you talk sort of about the diversity of the businesses?
well, that's the one thing that we love about it is that it is
Hmm.
so diverse. I mean, it's got such an international flavor. What was it at Christmas? We did some Facebook things about, you can't because you couldn't travel.
Right.
Well, we were, suggesting like for Christmas, we'll give them some kind of, virtual opportunity where they could order, somebody wants to go to India. Well, you can order from these restaurants. You could do a virtual tour, because a lot of companies where you couldn't travel, they were taking tours of the country and doing it online and posting it. So, you
Mhm.
could make up your own little, a virtual travel. But it's the fact that, you have so many different, cultures, and such international flavor. It's really great.
It
You can
is.
find just about anything you want on the mile, food
Yeah.
wise.
And do you guys, I know there's some upcoming events that I think our residents might be interested in that you could share with us. And is there a
Sure. I'll
5K?
let Dina talk to those. That's her
Okay.
ballywick.
Yeah, there is a 5K that's going on right now. And we kicked that off in April, beginning of April, and it's going to take place July the 11th through the 20th. And you can run it or walk it anywhere. You can
And it's
do it.
virtual.
It's virtual. You can do it all at once, or you can just, if you're not a runner or walker, you can do a mile today, a mile next week, the week after. And with your registration up through May the 23rd, you get a t-shirt. And, it's just a way for us to just kind of get together, get people outside, get your family and friends together. Since you can't do a lot together, but, being able to go outside and get your body moving a little bit, and enjoy the fresh air. We thought that would be a good way to kick off the summer a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're
So,
actually we've talked about, what we're hoping is that next year we can do this and make it live,
right,
and have it, use some of the, up at the, West Side Regional Park, because you can't close down Route 40.
Right.
There's just no way, and crossing route, even closing it to
right,
cross wouldn't work.
right,
We've had this discussion, I guess a year or so ago with, the police department. They're just going, you can't do it. It's just not going to work. But with the regional park
right.
opening up, we're hoping that maybe we can take it up there and
Mm,
be able to do something like that, where we can, actually have the race in person rather than a virtual race.
right.
So
Yeah.
that's, for next year, but that's what we're hoping.
Very cool.
Sorry, Dina.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, that's about it. You can go to Go Mile Alliance and get the link to sign up there. And we're on Run Sign Up. That's where our website is. But we're hoping for a good turnout.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're planning a May cleanup. We're
Okay.
in the process of, trying to work on that, because there's just
Mhm.
some areas like behind the mall along the creek. Sometimes it gets people, because the mall isn't open, people
Hmm.
think that they can go back there and just dump stuff. So
Yeah.
that's always been an area we've looked at to see about picking it up, because we don't want to keep it looking nice.
Right.
So, we're in the process of
Put that
seeing
together.
where might we could do some spring cleaning on the Golden Mile, you might say.
Excellent. And so when that's all organized, that'll be either on your Facebook page or your website for people to
Yes.
volunteer. Excellent. So people will be able
Yes.
Yes, it
to
will.
keep an
And
eye on
yeah,
that.
you can
Great.
always check our website or our Facebook and see what's going on.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Very cool. Well, I'm gonna ask, this is my hard-hitting question for the day. Um, if if share just some of your favorite hidden gems on the Golden Mile that you think our residents should definitely check out. I don't want to ask for favorites because that's like picking a kid,
Okay.
but just some hidden gems that people just may not be aware of.
Well, I
Wow.
think one area is that Rock Creek Park.
Okay.
It runs from behind the mall all the way to downtown.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You can go all the way.
It's a nice
And
path.
it is from downtown through, where you get to, Bachman's Lane. They've repaved it. The other half, it's going to be worked on, but it's still usable. It's just not as nice as the other half. The path isn't quite as wide, and the like. But you can go the whole way,
Oh, cool.
and it goes along the creek, and
Mhm.
the city's even planning to extend it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So,
it's
which
really
is
nice.
nice. So a lot of people don't know that, and it's you can hop on a bike and take yourself all the way downtown.
Oh, nice. I didn't know about that one. That see, I learned something new.
And it is a hidden gem because I found it out last year during the pandemic, and I live in Tasker's Chance. So of course
And
there
it goes
wasn't.
right by you.
It goes right past me. It wasn't a lot to do. We wanted to get out and walk every day, and we were like, "Oh, what is this?" And there we just went straight through to Baker Park.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. So I mean, in the summer, you can get your kids out there on a bike, and
Mm-hmm.
or just take a nice stroll, walk your dog. And
Mm-hmm.
they've done a lot along the. I know I'm in Waterford, and I guess what is that? The east side of Bachman's Lane, and they
Mm-hmm.
replanted that whole area
Hmm.
It's
with
pretty.
all
It's very
native.
pretty.
They cleaned out all the non-native um, plants and stuff, and planted all native
Oh, nice.
stuff. And there was signs up there. I haven't looked. I don't know if they're still there. They used to have little boards, information boards.
Hmm.
They're still there.
Are they there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's a really nice
I walk
path.
out. If I walk out my back door and go to the right, in about 100 feet, I hit that. So I mean, it's so close. It's not funny.
And it has a cute little bridge that goes across.
Oh, nice.
I
Um,
that's what we have a bridge right out here, so it goes right
mhm.
across into the path, and you can head all over. It's great. There's a big on some places there's fairly large fields, but and there's one by me, and that's where I always took the grandkids and we'd go flying kites
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
because it's a big enough area.
Yeah, it's
Very
nice.
nice. Well, cool. Is there any, Dina, do you have any other hidden gems?
Well, that definitely is one. I'm glad you brought that one up, Sandra. I think maybe some of the food places. There's so many food places on the mile that people don't realize, and it's a lot of small owned restaurants that are very diverse that people should just ride out and check them out. I hear a lot about the Fajita Grande restaurant, and I've never been there. My daughter's been there, but I know a lot of people love that place, and I go by
Yeah.
it a lot, but I just don't look up that way. And actually, I will say this at VR virtual reality
Okay.
is a great hidden gem. I went in there.
Yes.
They were a sponsor. They helped us sponsor the Easter egg event that we had,
Okay.
and that's just a nice place for you to go out with your family. So I just actually had a little test run there, but I'm planning to go there. But if you want to feel like you can't leave Frederick, but you want to go somewhere else,
That's where to go.
that's where you should go.
Very cool.
It has something for everyone. I mean, I've taken my grandkids and they run from 6 to 24. And everybody, even the 6-year-old could, they have something from that. It was an underwater and they were,
Yes,
there'd be animals floating by. And I mean, it's just every game, my grandson is to shoot things up, and he's over there blasting away. They
yes,
have a ball there.
it's awesome.
It's
Very cool.
really awesome. Even I've done it and it's fun. It's
Yes.
really awesome.
Mhm.
But but I think Dina's right. Some of the restaurants, they're just very unique,
Right.
and a lot of them are in a lot of, some of the smaller malls.
Hmm.
You go in and they're not big places,
Mhm.
but they put out some, really good food.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
think,
it's hard to choose.
I was gonna say you can eat your way up and down the
Right.
Golden
Eat your
Mile
way
for
at
sure,
the mall. That's it. Eat
That's
your way
true.
up and down the Golden Mile.
and then go see a
Works for
movie.
me.
Well, I so appreciate your time today. I think this was really great. I think I learned some things. I'm sure everyone watching has learned some things. So I appreciate your time, ladies, and I thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice meeting
you.
you.